following a bit of boxing?
I'm a casual.
I think lately a lot of us have been casuals, to say the least.
Bunch of catches. Tell you what, there was a card today. It was a really great card. It was on BELN Sports. It was David Sanchez versus Luis Concepcion for the interim WBA light super flyweight title. It was a great fight. It was like it was a great action Mexican style fight. You know, what you expect in a Mexican fight. And the undercard, the co-main event, it was Julio Barraza versus Adrian Young. It was like Margarito and Cotto, like, you know, like just his panic fighters fighting, man. It was so exciting. You know, they weren't the most skilled fighters out there, but they were very exciting to watch. And so yeah, so I'd love to see
That was yesterday?
Yeah, your time, yeah, last night your time.
My time, yeah, today for you.
Yeah, and Luis Concepcion, you know, I'd love to see more of him. He fought Carlos Cuadras before, but he lost unanimous decision. You know, he's an exciting fighter. You know, he's definitely worth checking out. If you guys got time, free time every now and then.
And what do you do for like a living, bro? You seem to have so much time. Are you like money team or something?
No, man, because I've been working. I've been working the last 2 weeks, but I had this last 3 days off. So, you know, I got free times in my hands.
Take advantage.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Do I sound better, guys, by the way, with the headphones on?
What?
Do I sound better with the headphones on?
Yeah.
All right.
And another quick news. You guys know Gary Russell Jr., yeah?
Yeah, the guy who Loma beat.
Yeah, the guy that Loma beat. But
Quadruple jab.
yeah. But Gary Russell also beat Johnny Gonzalez. He knocked him out, actually. I think fourth round, something like that, for the...
He made that fight easy, bro.
Gary Russell beat Jesse Gonzalez, the guy who knocked out Abner Mares, right?
That's it. And he's fighting on October 24th. He was supposed to fight a Filipino named Marvin Sonsona, who was a former he was a former super flyweight champion. You know, he was a very skilled fighter. Moved up to featherweight. You know, he knocked out a Japanese fighter called Shimoda. He beat Wilfredo Vasquez. But the thing with Sonsona is like he's like Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't take his boxing seriously. So he's he every time every after fight he just goes and parties and he gains like 30 pounds in weight. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that guy. I mean, it's a wasted talent, to be honest. You know.
And this is what, 126?
126. That's right. Just wasted his talent.
It sucks that they don't train. Like they don't keep their workout constant in between their training camps, you know.
And that's the one thing we can give a lot of credit to Mayweather for. Like above everything else, at least he trains his ass off, you know. Like I'm an on and off fan with him. We all know what's going on with him lately, so we're not even gonna get into that right now. But as far as that, he works out the most. He dedicates himself to the craft.
The thing is, you can inject yourself with all these things, but you still need to put in the work.
Exactly.
But you know what? But now you're going to a different place. I didn't really want to go into it, but if you're on PEDs, the way they're claiming he is, or that it looks like he is, then of course you're gonna be able to work out that hard. You can't work out that hard without supplements or PEDs. You get what I'm saying?
The top 10 are definitely on that. Definitely.
Victor,
like 90% of them.
Victor, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something, Vic? Have you ever taken any vitamins? You know what I mean? Like not illegal, but
supplements?
Yeah, like supplements, like to make you.
I take supplements all the time.
Yeah, like it makes you work harder or gain your money.
Oh no.
No.
I don't really know anything. I guess caffeine.
Caffeine, like pre-workouts, will give you an extra boost of energy, but that won't last long enough to make you want to work out the way Mayweather does.
Dude,
That's for like a good workout session. You feel me?
he motivated me though. He motivated me in my joggings though. He's like easy work, and then he's like jogging like it's
So
easy.
do you say that while you're jogging? Easy
I
work.
want to be like that, man. I wanna have that kind of stamina. Like I can talk. He talks like it's normal. It's like walking pace for him, but actually running uphill. That's incredible.
Mayweather has good you know, models and you know good theories to live by. It's just you know how legit is it? The big asterisk is on his career right now, like on his training and everything. Because with PEDs, all of that gets enhanced, his career and his training, right?
Now, do you think guys like Andre Ward and like Golovkin take him as well?
I don't know. I honestly, this is my take. I think most professional boxers are on PEDs. They just haven't got caught. But you know, and you know, honestly, I'd be fine with two fighters taking PEDs and fighting each other if it was both of them taking it, because then it'd be even. But that's what the problem comes with guys like Mayweather, and that's what I think everybody has the big problem with, is that Mayweather's looking like a big fucking hypocrite right now. You know, he was the guy leading the whole pointing fingers at Manny Pacquiao saying he was taking PEDs. Meanwhile, there's no evidence to that. And now it comes out that Mayweather took 750 milliliters of vitamins and salt water, basically, right? Is that what saline is? Salt water?
Fucking king of the ocean shit.
Yeah, like whatever.
And I read somewhere that if you take them.
What?
Kimbo, you cutting out.
Ryan, what do you think of Andre Ward? What do you think of it?
Yo, Kimbo, you cut out this whole time.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
What do you think of Andre Ward?
Andre Ward?
Yeah, what do you think of him?
Let's wait for Kimbo to come back and then we'll discuss
that.
Yo, Kimbo, can you hear us now?
Yeah. I lost you guys.
He's gone for a minute.
So,
all right.
What are you guys talking about?
So, anyways, let's take one thing at a time. So, you know, so now that we're talking about Mayweather, let's just, I guess, put a little bit of the facts out there. You know, what the things that he's being accused of, or I guess, or you know, what facts are being presented about what's going on right now. You know, he took 750 milliliters of supposedly saline water or saline, whatever. I don't know what it is. I think it's salt water or a salt liquid, something to help you help you rehydrate, and the vitamins, right? 750 milliliters of that stuff. But we don't know if that's true. We just know that that's what Mayweather's team has said. So that's another red flag, is they didn't test the samples. They just went by what Mayweather said. Another thing is, according to WADA, you're not allowed to take more than 50 milliliters of saline vitamins in a 6-hour period. He took 750 milliliters in one sitting through an IV, which, according to WADA, that's illegal, right?
How can they justify that, though? You know what I mean?
So that's the first part, you know, and then the other big problem is that he did this after the weigh-in, the day before the fight, and he did it at home. And according to WADA rules, you're not allowed to do it at home. You're supposed to do it at a hospital. You know, the only time you're allowed to do it is when you're admitted at a hospital for surgery, and I think there's one other thing, which none of Mayweather did, none of which Mayweather followed. So that's another red flag. Is they say he broke the rule because he did it at home. He wasn't supposed to do that. Now the other thing is
saline though. I doubt that it's I really doubt that it's IV, because I don't think IV is good for a fighter because it makes you feel like shit. Like,
you mean as far as rehydrating?
Yeah, it really makes you feel like shit afterwards. because
Yeah,
you feel
that's
bloated.
like an interview with Ronda Rousey. She said that, she doesn't know how that helps.
Yeah,
It makes you feel bloated and everything. Like,
because it's salt water. It's just salt and water. Like, but
yeah,
I really don't know.
but supposedly it's supposed to help aid in rehydration, which I'm sure it does. But that amount through an IV, like they're saying that there's better, like, there's obviously better ways to do that, which is orally. You're
Yeah,
not gonna feel like shit after taking a needle when you do it orally. Like orally is just more, it's more efficient. So, anyways, he did it at home. That's the other red flag. And on top of that, they approved him doing that, I think 18 days after the fight. He applied for the TUE, I believe, after the fight, and got the TUE, I think 20 days after the fight or something like that. As long as the 18 to 20 days is when he got the TUE, which is the therapeutic use exemption. But meanwhile, Pacquiao got denied his what is it, Toro, I think it's called,
yeah.
shot for his shoulder. He had his vitamin water removed from the locker room. He wasn't allowed to have that in his locker room. But
Because
Mayweather gets 750 fucking milliliters of vitamins injected into him the day before the fight. I mean, this is all looking crazy, and this is what the problem is in the hypocrisy, where the hypocrisy is coming from. Like, he says one thing, but yet he gets to do the other. You get what I'm saying? He
It's
wants.
like the Lance Armstrong issue again, isn't it? Like, you remember when Lance Armstrong like would admit to PEDs, but he would bully other people. You know what I mean? But he was actually the worst person out there in
Yeah,
cycling.
they say, like everybody's been saying all over social media, you point one finger, you have three pointing right back at you.
I
What?
would
And that's
have,
what's happening in this case. Is basically you opened up a can of worms that you shouldn't have opened. You should have just kept your mouth shut, did what you do, and let the other people do what they do, if they
And now,
even do it.
and now look at like who's on the hot seat, like guys like Paulie
It's like it's
Malignaggi.
like all right. It's like me saying, Kimbo and Vic, you guys are fucking serial killers. Meanwhile, in my closet, there's a stack of fucking bodies.
yeah.
How does
And
that
no,
work?
you're saying that you want to catch all the serial killers. You're like,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm saying like, yeah, this is no good. I want to catch all you motherfuckers. You guys are no good for the world. Meanwhile, I open up my closet and then bodies just start fucking coming
Not
out.
not only that, but the people that live in your home will also do it as well. Like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
falling back
Imagine
to
like
the
my
stream.
my brother and sisters, they're all killers, and I'm saying, I'm not cool with this. I want to clean the sport up. Meanwhile, I let them live in my house still.
No,
Like it
that's
just what's happening with Mayweather. Is his whole team has been popped.
and I
Yet they're
think
still on his team.
that was the main issue why the fight didn't happen in a long time because Pacquiao and Top Rank didn't want to give in that that power to Mayweather because Mayweather from the start wanted to dictate all the terms, didn't he? Like going back from 2009 negotiations, like Mayweather wanted this, he wanted that, and obviously Pacquiao didn't want, they didn't want to give in. But
Yeah.
at the end, 2015, there was like, we're gonna make $100 million, might as well,
They were like,
we're
"Fuck
gonna
it, yo!
go.
If anybody offers you that amount of money, you're gonna take it. At the end of the day, like it's a huge payday.
Yeah.
That's just you're gonna put that aside all the other petty things and just take a fight. You know what I mean? Like fuck it, win or lose, I'll be rich.
Oh
Fuck it.
yeah.
And especially if you're at the end of your career, why the fuck not?
Yeah, I thought it was a good move.
You still have a chance to win, right? Like I know Pacquiao didn't go into this fight like you're thinking, oh, I'm not gonna win this. At the end of the fight, he thought he did win. So the point is, it was a win-win basically for him.
Yeah, it was a win-win for both of them.
For both of
And
them, yeah. At the end
yeah,
of the day, it was a win-win for both of them. They both got rich, even richer, I should say.
yeah. I mean, Floyd, hopefully he stays retired. I think, to be honest, I think he's coming back next year around September next year. Because I think Canelo's going to take the May date next year against Golovkin. Then September is going to be Mayweather Pacquiao
So,
too.
you're saying Canelo's gonna beat Cotto?
Oh, it's not even a question. It's not even a question, mate.
I think Cotto's gonna beat Canelo. Honestly, I think Cotto is
Hey,
too well
get it.
versed in his boxing skills and has the experience edge. And he also has a killer left hook. I mean, I guess so does Canelo, right?
No, you make a good point about Cotto, man. I think
But Cotto, I think, has the best one of the best hooks like in the game, period.
Especially
And
being with Freddie Roach. I think,
and then Freddie Roach, being with Freddie Roach has put something new in Cotto again. Like, I don't think he's taught him anything new. Maybe just a couple of things, but nothing special that he didn't already know. I think he just lit the fire under his ass, basically.
and that's what Freddie Roach is good at. He's not the type of trainer that would like bring a amateur fighter into the professionals and like train him from scratch. He's the type of training that would bring the best out of you. If he knows that you got a talent, like Pacquiao went to Freddie Roach and Pacquiao was already a champion, but he became better.
He did clean him up. Freddie Roach did clean up Pacquiao.
Oh yeah, I think that was his best.
Like, even in his last performance against Mayweather, I mean, he looked so different, but in a good way. Like his boxing skills were something I hadn't seen before. Honestly, I think maybe against Rios he boxed that way.
Yeah, he did box. But even before that, it was when Pacquiao lost to Morales the first time. Before that, Pacquiao was just left hand. He was just a reckless left hand puncher.
Reckless left hand puncher, and then Freddie Roach gave him that right hand, and that's when he became Pacquiao.
That's it.
Pac-Man.
Exactly. The Pac-Man. And I was thinking as well about Pacquiao. I was thinking about his resume, looking at probably his best years was 2006 to 2010. That's when he beat Morales, Barrera second time. Then obviously he beat Marquez the second time, and then the De La Hoya, Cotto, Hatton. And during those times, Pacquiao was being, 2006, 2010 was being compared to Henry Armstrong's late 30s. Like he was being called.
Pacquiao's resume is fucking amazing, honestly. Like, think about the legends he beat, the Hall of Famers he beat. He's done a lot. He's taken some big challenges, and you got to remember, also when it comes to Mayweather and Pacquiao, is that Pacquiao is a small guy.
That's
compared
true.
to Mayweather. In real life, 5'6" to I think Mayweather's what 5'8", maybe 5'9".
Something like that.
5'6", 5'9" is not that big of a difference, but in the boxing world, that becomes a difference when you're in the same division. And Mayweather also has a bigger reach advantage. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that by Pacquiao fighting even the same guys that Mayweather fought, it was a bigger challenge for Pacquiao because he was a smaller guy going against those guys. It wasn't like he had the size advantage. He never has the size advantage. I can't remember when Pacquiao had a size advantage against anybody. And then Pacquiao went and fought a guy like Margarito, who was huge. I think had 17 pounds on him. Right?
Yeah.
Like, when can Mayweather ever say he fought a guy that has 17 pounds on him?
Hey, tell you something.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. Keep going.
Well, can you guys tell me, like, what is really significant about the Margarito fight? Because I'm not trying to shit on Manny or anything. I don't see it as that impressive as how people put it, because at that time Margo already got exposed for the hand wraps, and also he lost against
Mostly.
Hey Vic.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, before when the fight was made.
Hold on a second. Yo, Vic, do you have headphones? Because you kind of sound a little like far away, or maybe on speaker. It's a little hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I mean, I heard mostly what you said, and I see where you're coming from with that. Like, yeah, I think he just lost to Mosley, right? You said after that, before that, but Mosley was, I think, the first person to beat him, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe he took a loss before. I don't know. I doubt it.
But that was the first knockout that he was.
Yeah, but that's the first person that really beat him. Like, actually beat him. And that was when he got exposed of the hand wraps, which we believe he used against guys like Cotto.
I believe so.
That was like, so now there's the asterisk. And
yeah, actually,
but at the same time, honestly, I still think Margarito was still a dangerous motherfucker, because look at him in the rematch with Cotto. He was still fucking up Cotto in the rematch without the hand wraps. And he's just a big guy who trains fucking hard. There's one thing about Margarito, he's like a Mayweather. He trains fucking hard.
The thing is that more impressive than Canelo? I mean, To me, I think that Canelo is more impressive, but there are people who argue the other way around, but they never tell me why.
Well, okay, put it like this, I mean, that's a good debate, honestly. Like, that is a good debate, Canelo. But Canelo did get drained. And Canelo was pretty green at that point. But he was still good. We can't take that away from him. I mean, he was still green. And I don't know, Margarito was just something special about him. And at the same time, when Pacquiao fought Margarito was once again 17 pounds heavier and bigger than fucking little Pacquiao. So I think that's what makes the difference, is that it was like David versus Goliath when Pacquiao fought Margarito. Floyd is the same height, or maybe taller than fucking Canelo, and they're about the same size. Like, come on, let's be honest. Mayweather comes in, walks around 150, and probably comes in 160.
Yeah, 160.
160s. So that's where you can make that argument, is that the Margarito win is better than Canelo, because Canelo got drained in the first place, and Mayweather is pretty much the same size as Canelo anyways. But Pacquiao's not the same size as Margarito. No way. 17 pounds, that's a huge difference in a boxing match. So I think that's where the debates go. But in the end, I think Canelo overall is a better fighter than Margarito. But that would have been a good match. At the same time, that would have been a good match to me, because I don't know. I don't know. That would have been good.
The hand speed of Canelo, I feel like that will be a factor if he's being matched up against Manny, because remember the time when Manny lay against the rope and he got caught with a body shot from Margo.
Yeah.
If Canelo lets his hands go like he did with Lopez, yeah, that's gonna make a huge.
But that's the thing, is Canelo doesn't let his hands go, and Margarito does. So imagine Margarito versus Canelo. And the other thing about Margarito is that motherfucker doesn't go down. Like, he's a come forward fighter who's gonna put constant pressure on you, and he has the stamina to do it. He's a guy who could have fought in the 15-round days. Put it like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the Pacquiao Margarito as well. Like, when the fight was made, like, there was not much reward for Pacquiao, but there was so much risk for him, because he didn't have anything to gain from that fight.
There you go. That's another good point. Risk versus reward.
Yeah, it was like you said. Margarito was coming off a year-long layoff from being suspended. He came back against Roberto Garcia, but he didn't look great that fight. He didn't look great, but with that being said, he was still 20 pounds bigger than Pacquiao. So basically, if he beat Pacquiao, like, he will get all the credit. But if Pacquiao beats him, Margarito was washed up. He was nothing without the plaster on his hands.
Yeah, that's something that actually bothered me. Like, I would actually want Margo to actually have a few wins before he faced Manny.
But that's another credit to guys like Margarito. Is like, we complain when the guys don't fight the big names, and Margarito right after getting beat went against Pacquiao.
Oh, Margarito's
a fucking true fighter. He's a cheater. Yeah. He's a fucking cheater, but he's a real fighter. So I give him credit, but take away credit at the same time. So I don't know. Margarito is just a big asterisk.
He's making a comeback as well.
He's making a comeback. I don't think he should do that.
Nah, I guess his eyes fucked up.
His eyes fucked up, and he's older, and he's been out of the ring for too long. How long has it been?
Since Cotto. Since last
How many years ago is that now?
People are talking about Manny's power leaving, but look at what he did to Margo, man.
Oh yeah, he almost killed him. He could have knocked him out if he didn't pull the brakes in the 11th and 12th round. He could have finished him.
Yeah, fuck.
Maybe I keep hearing about that. I would have to go back and rewatch that fight.
But Pacquiao was like, he was he's on his reign during the time, so he's like, I don't need to knock him out. I'm still the best fighter in the world, But if he could go back right now, go back.
You're talking about Pacquiao versus Margarito or Cotto versus Margarito?
No, Pacquiao versus Margarito.
Oh yeah, at the end, Pacquiao was just like, yo, like, ref, come on, like, You really want me to kill this guy?
Yeah.
He did that shit with Algeria.
I think it's just the religion and
Hey, yo, guys, before I forget though, like, you know, to try and keep the subjects in order here, as far as the Mayweather thing we were talking about before, the other thing, another fact that was presented was his test results, the what is it, the testosterone to epitestosterone levels.
Yeah.
The normal range, I think, is 1.1 to, for USADA, 6.1. VADA is 4.1. But anyways, we're talking about USADA because that's the company, the gold standard company that Mayweather likes to use.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so the normal is 1.1 to 6.1. Some of Mayweather's results came under that 1.1 limit. They were like 0.6 and 0.8, and things like, and that's not normal. They say you're supposed to, you should go to the hospital. That means something's wrong with you. Your level shouldn't be like that. But now the red flag comes where they say basically that happens when you use too much epitestosterone to try and balance out the amount of testosterone you put into your body to try and mask the steroids, right?
Yeah.
So that's another red flag, is that his test results came way too low and they never questioned that, basically. They let him get away with that. So him being under the limit was okay to them. They didn't fucking run the test to see if he was actually masking his results, which, come on, I mean, you're a guy who's known to be the hardest worker in the game. You exercise all the time. You're gonna tell me your testosterone level is not higher than your epitestosterone level? Like, that makes no sense to me. And that's another red flag that we have. And the other thing, the last but not least, is Mayweather was accusing Pacquiao. You know, Pacquiao and his team got fed up with that bullshit, and they were like, "We're suing you." They sued him, and they said to Mayweather, "Listen, we'll show our results, our test results, if you show yours." And what happened? Mayweather paid Pacquiao to keep his mouth shut, and they never revealed. Like, if you're the cleanest fighter in the sport, if you want to prove that you're clean, why don't you show your results? What do you have to hide? Why do you have to pay me off or pay Pacquiao off, you know, to hide your results? Why don't you want it to come out? And that's another big red flag. That's a huge red flag. Is if you're innocent, why are you hiding things? So
you lying.
It's just too many red flags.
Why the fuck you lying?
It's just too many red flags now. Like, I think this story is like, it's not gonna stop. You know, I think it's gonna haunt Mayweather till the end.
Thomas Hauser has been coming out with more fire too. Like, it seems like he has more ammo, just you know, stocked up, ready to fucking come out whenever he needs it.
Yeah, I think he's got more in his arsenal. I think the one he released,
he's saving the big bangs.
Thomas has been writing about
the bazooka for last.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas has been writing about all these PEDs, conspiracy, if you will. He wrote about all these things like for a very long time. I think since the 90s.
You know, and the other thing with Thomas Hauser is, like, one of the biggest factors to why you gotta give him respect. Well, there's two. Obviously, he's a credible reporter, right? He's been writing in the boxing game for the longest. He wrote those biographies on Ali, and he's been following the game. That motherfucker is the hardcore of hardcore. And but the biggest thing is he's a lawyer. He knows the law, so he's not coming out his ass with this shit. It's not like he's going to other lawyers and asking them. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. He knows what's allowed, the ins and outs. So you gotta respect that too. Like, people who didn't know that, you know, now you know. He's a lawyer.
He's not making it up.
He went to law school.
Yeah, he's not making shit up.
He's not a guy that, you know, is just pretending to know law, or he went and read a law book and now he's good. Nah, he went to school for this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's at the end for Mayweather. And what do you guys think? Let's say, you know, it's been proven that Floyd used, you know, PEDs his whole career. What would that do? What would that do? Basically, like, it would. Like, this is the thing, like a lot of Mayweather fans are saying, get over it, he's retired now.
Nah, they just don't want him to have the at risk. How do you say is that at risk?
Asterisk.
Asterisk. Okay, asterisk. They don't want him to have that on his career because that's what's gonna happen if he gets tested. Just like Margarito. Once Margarito got caught cheating, what happened?
He was
Everybody's
done.
like, you didn't beat Cotto. Get the fuck out of here. You had hand wraps. Please, you had them before. You had them now. You had them before. And with Mayweather, it's been looking that like he's been doing this for a while now. And it's just been hard to prove it. But now these facts are coming out, and it's like we're gonna go back and apply it to all the times we've thought about it before, right? Which has been a while now. You know, he's been looking bigger. His voice gets hoarse. Like, why does he always sound sick in between fights? What the fuck is that? You just get a bad cold every time you're done fighting?
That's a good question to ask.
It makes no sense to me. Like, come on, all these Mayweather fans gotta stop with this shit. They want us to get over it. No, they want us to just not find out. They want us to not get to the bottom of it, so that way their boy can go on to, you know, to a happy ending.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna work that way. You fucked over so many fighters. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. And I hope they do. I hope they do. That's because I tried supporting Mayweather. You know what? He's a great fighter. At the end of the day, we don't know how great he is. You know, as far as to rate him in the all-time greats, because he hasn't taken that many risks. He's always had all the advantages. Now it seems like he's had a really big advantage, and he's been a hypocrite about it. And we don't know if. And also at the same time, he takes away from the other fighter, like with Pacquiao. You know, it wasn't a playing field. Like, it was Mayweather got to use PEDs. Apparently, that's what it's looking like. Like, he got to do what he wanted to do. Take his vitamins, do this, do that. Meanwhile, Pacquiao couldn't even fucking have a bottle of vitamin water in his fucking locker room. Like, it's just petty things like that take away from Mayweather's career.
And yeah, I think his career is forever tainted.
I think it is, yo. And if this comes out, if he gets proven, bro, I'm gonna lose all respect. Like, I can't. It's gonna be hard for me to give him any respect at that point. Like, at least right now.
And you're a Mayweather fan. I
don't know for sure that he's done PD. I can't honestly, like, there's no actual proof, right? There's just evidence. But if I were to find out that he did take that, then I would just lose all respect. And right now that I don't know, I can at least say, all right, yeah, he is a great fighter, and so far it's looking that way. But if he gets caught, then it's gonna be hard for me to give him any credit.
I guess
it'll be hard for anybody to give him any credit, just like it was for Margarito.
In a way, Stephen A. Smith said it correctly. He's like a magician. He has all these illusions and stuff, but he's no wizard. He don't know sorcery. He's just a magician, an illusionist. At the end of the day, I think when he eventually retired, like when it's confirmed, he will come out for money. He will come out and say that yes, he did all these things.
You think who's gonna say that they did all these things?
Floyd, because
remember, think Floyd's gonna admit that he's done this?
Everything about him is money. He said it before. You can choose to not watch my fight. I have 40 million guaranteed.
It's
all about the money to him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if his career is fucked up or anything. The only reason why he say he's better than Ali is because is it Jordan or LeBron? He called Mayweather TBE. So the best ever. So he had to sell that name. So he starts to tear down all these other great fighters and stuff to actually build up his to get his fans to buy this TBE.
I don't think he'll ever admit that he's on something like that. It wouldn't make any sense to just throw that out there like, hey, I don't care. I'd take PDs, by the way. It would have to pretty much everything would have to be on the surface, and then maybe I don't know. I just don't see him admitting it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what do you guys think? Do you guys will attain his record?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's I like Floyd as a boxer, but if this shit, because I never believed that he was on something. I'm not really, I'm a big fan of Pacquiao, but I never believed that Floyd was doing this kind of shit, because from all the stuff that he's been saying.
If anything, you thought Pacquiao was doing things, right? Like,
yeah, and I was criticized.
we kind of all believed it. Like we all could see the suspicion.
Yeah, I was critical on Pacquiao, and like, how could he, go up from 122 to 147 and beat up guys like this? But Pacquiao, I don't know, man. I don't know if Pacquiao took anything, to be honest. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Like, as much speculation as there is there's really no evidence. There's no
evidence.
Test results. There's no. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, he could have been, but we don't know.
Plus, he used VADA as well. Pacquiao.
And that's the other thing is he uses VADA, and VADA catches people, and they have a lower ratio of testosterone to epitestosterone.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what about you, Vic? Do you think it'll taint? What would you feel? How would you feel about Mayweather after him being caught on PEDs? Like, if he did get caught on PEDs?
Truthfully, this didn't surprise me. It surprised me that he got caught this early, because he's not retired. He's definitely not retired. So I thought that maybe they will fuck him over on his last fight, like his real last fight. But yeah, it didn't surprise me. But his record will be tainted, obviously. But I would still give him credit for some of his victories. Like even with PEDs, boxing is a certain kind of sport that you can be bigger, you can be stronger, but if you are not smart enough, or you cannot utilize your size, your reach, you cannot utilize your techniques, you still get knocked out.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Because if you guys look at guys like Lamont Peterson that use anabolic steroids, he was never at the level of Floyd Mayweather, or like Ray Beltran, or even Shane Mosley. He was never in the level of Floyd. But
Mosley is a little bit better, I think, because Mosley actually knocked people out.
Yeah, he did. He had a lot of losses too.
Yeah, he couldn't. Even with the cherry picks Floyd had, it still takes a lot to actually maintain that record.
Yeah, but
it's
but he had a lot of advantages, and that I guess that's a whole other story. The whole Las Vegas thing, and judges and referees and reporters and paid off fans, like me and Kimbo were joking about. But that's just another story. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is hard to keep an O, especially when you're fighting guys like the ones Mayweather fought. It may not have been the best, elite, best, prime, A-level fighters all the time, but they were still, formidable opponents.
Yeah.
That's another argument, right? Like, people say,
but it's just so hard because at this point, if he's using PEDs, and it's like,
if he's not having, if he doesn't have all these advantages, this resume would be top-notch, A-class resume. But
he definitely has skills, regardless if he's on PEDs or not. He definitely has skills.
Yeah,
but
I mean, now it's
hard, man. It's a hard conversation.
Yeah.
Not only decent. If it's without all these advantages and everything, his resume would be top-notch.
Yeah.
So now that he got caught with all this bullshit, and he had all this, he had all these gloves, ring size, ref, judges.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All the advantages. I mean, we know what it is. We know what time it is when it comes to Mayweather. But that's for, I guess, another video, because we've had this conversation before. But we can definitely have it again. Yeah. I just don't want to get into that right now because it'll get me going.
But anyway, guys, I know you guys heard about it. As you guys said it, the new pound-for-pound list by the Rig magazine. They have, all right, let's break it down. They have Roman Gonzalez at number 1. Do you guys agree with that? Of course.
I have three guys right now that I can tie for first place. So yeah,
Andre Ward. Who else? Andre Ward.
Do you have the list in front of you? You want me to pull it up?
No, it's so basically number 1's Roman Gonzalez. Number 2 is Andre Ward. Number 3 is, I think they got Sergey Kovalev. Number 4 they got Gennady Golovkin, and number 5 they got, is it well, they got number 5.
Let's see.
Come on, man.
Ring Magazine.
All right.
Pound for
Here we
pound. Yeah, because let's make sure we give out the right information.
Yeah. So basically, they got Regan there at number 5. Vladimir Klitschko at 6. Terence Crawford at 7. Manny Pacquiao at 8. Shinsuke Yamanaka at 9, and Kell Brook at number 10. Who do you guys agree on? Like, who do you guys think should not be on the list?
Kell Brook, man.
Agree.
Kell Brook, I would go with, and honestly, I don't think Andre Ward can be on that list right now.
Get out of here, man. I'm out of here.
Let me explain why. The man has.
Come on.
The man hasn't fought in what, 2 years? Or I mean, you can't count Paul Smith. That guy was
Paul Williams.
The guy was like your fucking uncle training in a gym and then trying to fight Ward, you know. And also, that was at a catch weight. If I'm right about that.
Yeah, it's 172.
It was at 172. And you know, and anyway, so yeah, he ballooned up. Fucking, and Paul Smith, he looked like just out of shape. He didn't look right to me, and he proved it in the ring. Like that fight for Ward, it's not saying anything to him, even to himself. Fuck whatever it says to everybody else, but to himself, it can't really say anything. Like, okay, I just beat this bum. I need to fight somebody who I know is gonna. Once I beat them, I know I'm gonna feel like, okay, I still got it. And that's the problem with Ward, is he hasn't done anything yet to put him back in the pound. You can't have been the best 2 years ago, come back today, beat a bum, and then be put on a fucking pound for pound list. Like, your skills, anybody can look good against a bum, right? And that's my problem, is that he needs to consistently either beat decent fighters and show that his skill is still there, or he needs to beat a big name to show that his skill is still there. Either of the two is fine with me, but he needs to at least prove it at this point, you know, for today. Because yesterday, you know, when I say yesterday, I mean 2 years ago, yeah, he was fucking pound for pound too, with hands down. But that's 2 fucking years ago. Meanwhile, he's been fucking out of action. He probably had a lot of ring rust, and it kind of showed to me in that Paul Smith fight. And, you know, we don't know, like, if that damaged him or not, honestly, against, you know, good competition. So we need to wait. Me personally, I need some proof. I need to see that he still got it for me to say, okay, yeah, number 2, Ward, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
does he have the skills to be there still? Of course, but well, we know that he can do it, is what I'm saying. But we don't know.
Yeah, you make a great point. Make a great point. I think he's still one of the best pound for pound fighters out there, without a doubt. Whether he takes 2 years off or 1 year off, he's still in his prime. I mean, he hasn't lost since he was 12 years old. You know,
overall, he's a great fighter, but we just don't know his work ethic. Like, we don't know if he's been training the whole time and working his ass off like a Floyd Mayweather. Because Floyd Mayweather is one of those guys that he can be gone for a while, but you know that motherfucker is juicing up and working out. Let me stop. You know he's fucking working out every day. You know, he's just that type of dude. That's his mentality. Like, he goes to the club and then puts on his running shoes and goes and runs right after the club. That's Mayweather. So we can always count on him being in shape. But I don't know that about Andre Ward. I'm not too familiar with that aspect of his life and how. So
who should Andre Ward fight next that would put him on the pound for pound list for you?
Kovalev.
Oh, Kovalev would definitely put him on a fucking pound for pound number 1.
You can have Pascal, Kovalev. That I would give him a pass for the Gonzalez guy.
Gonzalez would be a good way to test waters for him to go into light heavyweight. Because I think that's a good test. He's only fought at 172. He's never actually fought at light heavyweight.
What will
It's
have to like
125.
school him, man? He would have to school the shit out of him. I mean, he has to make the fight look easy, man. Because
Yeah.
Gonzalez, look at his resume, it's not that impressive.
And
Yeah, he has
not
skills.
only that, but Gonzalez put up. We all saw the fight when he fought Pascal. When Gonzalez fought Pascal, and we all had Gonzalez winning. So for Ward to beat him, I think it'd be a pretty good win, you know, because Gonzalez did, in our eyes, he got the newspaper win basically against Pascal, and Pascal's a pretty good name.
Yeah.
So if Ward beats him, that'll be a good test, a good way for him a good barometer to see where he's at.
Yeah, I heard he's fighting in the Canelo Cotto undercard. His opponent hasn't been named yet, which means that it's going to be against probably non-top 10.
Well, they're saying they're talking about Gonzalez
Yeah, but yeah. What weight though?
at 175, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So he's not fighting. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Because if he fights there, his name's gonna be next to Kovalev and Stevenson now. You know what I mean?
Man.
I mean that's a killer.
That's good for him. He's chasing GGG, but it'd be better for him. I mean, a win against Triple G would be still a good win for Ward. Just like a win for Triple G against Ward would be a good win for Triple G. But I think maybe at this point a bigger win would be against Kovalev for Ward because Kovalev is the bigger guy.
Not only that because
undefeated.
Yeah, not only that because he's also moving up in the weight.
He's also moving up another weight
class. You get more credit by beating bigger guys and
yeah. But so that's another thing. Like, I honestly there's now it's becoming Pacquiao versus Mayweather again with Ward and Triple G, right?
Yeah.
And one
ducking. My take is I don't believe any of them are ducking each other. I think they're making. Oh shit! Can you guys?
Yeah, I can hear.
I think they both know what they're doing. They both had discussions. They both probably had their business talks, and they know what they're doing. I believe they're hyping up the fight. They're building it up. They're gonna talk this shit and point fingers at the other, and hype up the fans, the Ward fans versus the Triple G fans. It's gonna be Mayweather versus Pacquiao all over again.
And what some fans don't get is like boxing is a business. Just because one fighter called up the other fighter like oh he won't fight me doesn't mean he's ducking him. It's a business move. Like why would Golovkin move up to 168 when he's got pay-per-view with Lemieux, right? And after that he's gonna be fighting for the WBC, whether it's against Canelo or Cotto, or even if they leave the title, like the Golovkin's main goal, like since the beginning, is to unify the middleweight titles. And how can you blame him for that? And after
when's the last time we had a unified champion?
Middleweight.
Or at any class. Do we have any unified champions?
Yeah, there's been a lot, but there's been a lot of unified champions, lower weight classes. Like Kovalev's the recent one, like heavyweight.
He's
middleweight.
He unified all the belts already?
Just aside from the Stevenson.
Except for Stevenson, that's what I'm saying. We don't have a guy who's completely unified.
And you're talking about undisputed, yeah. The last undisputed I think was Zab Judah, 2006.
Damn, but see, that's a long time. Yeah. That's what we're saying. Like, there's no real champions today, and why would I can say I would agree with Triple G trying to unify and be undisputed. Why not? We need another official champion, a real champion for once. Not a champion. I got 3 belts, and then there's another guy who could be possibly better with the 1 belt. Like we need a definitive champion for once, and one weight division.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Guy that everybody wants to go after. You know what I mean?
All Golovkin wanted to do is like to know who's the best in the division. You know what I mean? I'd like Golovkin to actually beat Hopkins' record of 20 title defenses at the middleweight, and I think Golovkin can do it. I think he's got the talent to do it. and after that, I think he could say he's one of the greatest middleweights of all time.
So, what do you prefer him to do? Like, what would you rather him do? Would you rather him unify the division, or would you rather him take the challenge, move up, and beat the best guy, probably the best guy in the game right now?
Both. And I like
it's
to
hard,
see him.
Right? It's like you can't really be mad at either.
I like him to I like him to unify the middleweight title, right? As far as I was thinking about it, like, because Golovkin's done 14 title defenses right now. If he beats Lemieux for the IBF, and that would be his 15th. And that's
What's the record? What's the record for defenses at middleweight?
20 by B-Hop.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically, if he beats Lemieux, that would be 15, right? Then he goes for Canelo Cotto next year. That's 16. Then if he goes for the WBO, Andy Lee has it, but we don't know if Andy Lee will still have it by next year. When I say he still has the WBO, that's 17. Now, that's the whole 2016 for him, for Golovkin. Now, I'd love to see Golovkin spend the 2017, defend those titles and break, say get 21 middleweight defenses. Then after that he can go up to super middleweight and fight whoever's the champion at that weight. Something that Bernard Hopkins never did is to win the title at 168. But Hopkins won the title at 175. That's basically what I want Golovkin to do is win the title at 168, then move up to 175 and fight Kovalev. Then after that, I think we could say if Golovkin's successful, we could say he's an all-time great. Because he's capable. He's fully capable of doing it. I can see it.
The problem with that, with what you're saying though, is like, yeah, I think he has the skill to do that right now. But the problem is, he's 33 years old, 34.
Yeah, he's 34, yeah.
Bro, that's up there.
Yeah,
and
that is.
To do all that is gonna take some time. It's not gonna happen over a day, or over a year, that's for sure. Like. Usually people fight 2 times in a year, 3 times the most.
Yeah.
So he's at 15 defenses. What's that, Vic?
Triple G's fighting 4 times a year.
Yeah, but he fights 4 times a year. But once he becomes a pay-per-view, once he becomes a star, he's only gonna fight twice a year.
Or even decent fighters, he's gonna be fighting fighters like elites.
Yeah, like he'll fight the May. Yeah, he'll fight the May date and the September, the big dates. But the thing that I think is very possible is like to break the middleweight record. I think he's fully capable of doing that by the end of 2017.
But you know what, man. But on the same token, I would love to see him fight Ward. Honestly, one reason is I think he can beat Ward. I think that's a 50-50 match, especially right now, because Ward has been out for a while, and he hasn't tested himself against a good opponent. So I don't know if he even believes in himself at this point, like he used to, obviously, when he knew, I'm beating all these guys. So right now, I think it's a 50-50 match. Back then, I think it would have been a 60-40 match, because I still think Golovkin has it. Like, he has all the tools to beat a guy like Ward. If there's anybody that can beat Ward, it's Triple G and probably Kovalev, because Kovalev's big, strong, and he has technical skills, and together with that power, it could upset Ward. But at the same time, so does Triple G. Triple G is not just a come forward slugger who's just gonna, let you hit him and that's it, like end of the fight. Nah, he knows what he's doing. He has all these little moves that will upset you, and he has the power to back it up.
Yeah, a lot of people think that Triple G is just a wonder, like he's just a brawler. But you don't get.
Those are his haters. Those are his haters that just say dumb, simple shit like black and white. Like, yeah, he's just a brawler. Like, break it down for real. He's not a fucking brawler. A brawler is a guy like fucking, I don't know, what's his name? The guy.
Brandon Rios.
Brandon Rios, and the other guy,
Provodnikov.
Yeah, him, Provo. No, those are brawlers.
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
Don't really do too much thinking. They just let's fight. Let's fight.
I tried to emulate Triple G when I'm sparring, and I get my ass beat. It's not easy doing
But he
shifting.
has technique. He has technique. Like even that shifting
Yeah.
style, that's a lost art. Shifting is a lost art, and guys like him, like the European fighters, are starting to use that. Like even Perot shifted against Daniel Jacobs and put him down.
Oh, you mean Korobov?
No,
No,
Dimitri
Perot.
Pirog. He's
Oh,
Perot.
Dimitri.
Like he used a shift move to knock down Daniel Jacobs, and that's another tool. That's a big tool that GGG has, because when you shift, you basically go from one stance punch to the other punch, and it gives you leverage. You know, and you put yourself in a position. You put yourself closer to the opponent every time you shift. You get what I'm saying? And you you create an opening, because let's say I'm fighting you, Kimbo, and I'm fighting orthodox. You're gonna defend against my orthodox style. But if I shift, now all of a sudden I come southpaw, and you're not ready for that.
Mm.
You know,
No, that's right.
It's all in one move, basically.
Yeah.
It's something that Roy Jones and Tyson, they use this a lot.
Yeah, Tyson Morales used it.
It's like a Dempsey roll actually. It's similar to a Dempsey roll, but
I forgot the guy who created these techniques, but yeah, you know, people have used it, and it's just not a technique that everybody uses, which I think it's underused, it's underrated.
It's mostly used by knockout artists like Triple G, yeah. Many uses it sometimes.
I think because he's good at using angles, man. He's a fucking angle master. But he's quick enough to do it too, and he has power on both hands. So do you guys believe any of them are ducking each other, Ward versus Triple G?
Nah, man. No. I mean, it's easier to believe that Golovkin is ducking Ward. You know, I mean, I'm not saying he is, but Golovkin's been on record of saying, you know, he'd move to the 168 to fight Carl Froch and Julio Cesar Chavez, but he won't fight Andre Ward at 168. You know, for a pay-per-view fight, you know, I get it though, the business side, I get it, but you know, it doesn't.
At the same time, GGG did make an offer. His team made an offer to Ward at 164, 50-50, right? But we all know that was a negotiation tactic. Basically, that's just trying to get Ward to counteroffer if he really wants to fight, saying, okay, no, we're not going to do this at 164, but I'll take 168. You come to 168, and we'll do 60-40 for you in favor of Triple G, obviously. And that would have been fair, because honestly, Triple G is the biggest draw right now. Well, one of the biggest draws. He's not the biggest draw yet, but he's definitely has a bigger draw over Ward. I think we can all agree on that.
For sure.
You know, he's the guy bringing in the money. If they fight, it's mostly because of Triple G. People are big on Triple G right now, and he's the guy bringing all the money. So of course he should get the lion's share, or the biggest share, or whatever, of the money.
Yeah, but the thing is, Andre Ward has his ego. Andre Ward's very, very egotistical. I don't think he's ever fought outside his hometown in Oakland, California. I don't think he's ever fought. And you know, he sees himself as, you know, the pound for pound. In which he is. But the thing is, the pound for pound is just mythical. You know, it doesn't make any sense if you can't sell seats. You know, you need to sell tickets. You know, that's what made guys like Fernando Vargas, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, you know, they could sell tickets. And, you know, Andre Ward can't even sell out his own hometown in Oakland.
In fact, they're giving away tickets just to make it seem like people are coming.
Yeah, exactly. And even this last, you know, before he took his retirement against Edwin Rodriguez, you know, he could. I think he sold like 5,000 seats, you know, something like that. But he didn't sell out, you know. And another thing, when he tried to make a comeback, you know, he wanted 12 million from HBO for his comeback fight, and HBO obviously declined. And so Andre Ward went to Showtime. He went to Showtime and, you know, proposed the fight, and Showtime declined. So that's how he ended up on BET TV, you know, shows network, whatever that is.
BET, what did they pay him? Do you know?
I don't know. I think Rock Nation just paid him $2 million for. I don't know. But
2 or 3 million, yeah. Which is
but the point is,
a lot.
yeah, the point is he wanted 12 million for his comeback fight on HBO. You know,
Yeah,
against
yeah.
for a
He's
tune-up.
delusional, that's for sure. He is delusional. Like, to think he's
Exactly.
still relevant today, bro. You can't even sell out your own hometown. What makes you think that you are relevant? What makes you
That's
think
it.
you're
Yeah,
like, to business, in the business sense? What makes you think you're relevant? You're not. You have to
yeah.
come back and prove yourself again. Sorry, that's how it happens. You leave, you want to leave, take your time off, and think you're just gonna come back like, hey, I'm back. Nah, you have to say, hey, I'm back once you knock out a big name like Triple G or beat a Kovalev or even a couple decent names. Like, you
James
have to prove yourself
DeGale,
again. You beat
Anthony
James McGill, you can
Dirrell.
say I'm back. You beat him good, you beat him soundly, you can say, hey, I'm back. Give me
Yeah,
that
another
payday.
yeah, another thing. When Andre Ward took his retirement, right, it was after the Rodriguez fight. Golovkin has been on six HBO fights, and since each fight has getting bigger and bigger, Curtis Stevens, Daniel Gill, Rubio was a sellout, Martin Murray in Monte Carlo, and obviously Willie Monroe, it was all sellout. And
Yeah.
during his time off, during Andre Ward's time off, another fighter, get the rise. It pretty much like when Mayweather took his first retirement, a new fighter, Manny Pacquiao, came into the scene and became the pound for pound king.
Man.
That's what's happening. That's just how boxing works. You leave the sport, another guy comes in and and not only that, but also exciting fighter like Golovkin, and
Fucking, but I just don't, another thing is, like, with the whole ducking issues, here you have the War fans saying, yeah, Triple G is ducking, but, he made, like I said, he made an offer, but people are saying that Triple G's offer is bullshit. Like, why would he offer 164? When he offered guys like Froch, but those guys were bigger names. They brought in more money. It made more sense for Triple G to go, like, they were the A sides basically. They
yeah,
could dictate that.
sure,
And plus they were easier. Like, they were easier fights. Like, let's be honest. Like, they were easier fights, less risk. So it's easier for him to give them what they wanted because it was easier for him. But the whole point is, he did offer Ward a fight at 164, 50-50. But if Ward really wanted to fight at that time, and remember, Triple G wasn't occupied at this moment. He was free. Triple G is free when he's making his offer to Ward. So he's making his offer at 164, 50-50. Now, if Ward really wants to fight, he can say, hold on, no. I won't give you 164, 50-50, but I will. Well, what I can do is 168, 60-40. And that would have been that would have showed that he wants to fight. Because at this point, Ward can't really call the shots like that. He really can't. Like, if you're not the money maker, you can't call the shots. At least take the 60-40 for now, beat the biggest name in boxing or one of the biggest names. And then after that, you're going to be where you want to be, Ward. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get to call the shots. You beat the guy, the hype job, you're going to fucking be the guy to fight after that. You're going to be the money maker after that. Then you can be the ace at all you want. You're going to be pound for pound number 2 for sure, or even number 1. Beating Triple G at this point is big. As much as people don't want to admit it, beating Triple G is huge.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I thought the 164 50-50 offer was generous for
You know what?
but
To me, even that, yeah, that's fine. But I mean, I guess at this point, the more it's gone on, it's like, we see that Ward is bigger than he used to be, pretty much. So I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it doesn't. Like, he could have did it, but he's also pretty big at this. I don't know. But anyways, my whole point is, if he wanted, he could have negotiated, just bargained. They could have bargained with each other, like, all right, no, I'm not gonna fight you at 64, but we'll fight at 168, and gave him his terms. But that didn't happen right then and there. It just got denied by Ward at that time. Well, Triple G was free. All Ward did was say, "Nah, we're not fighting for that." But nothing came back, right?
mm-hmm.
Now, Triple G has a pay-per-view fight with David Lemieux. He also has a guarantee fight against the winner of Cotto Canelo. Now, all of a sudden, Ward wants to make an offer to Triple G 168, 50-50, and because Triple G says no, he's ducking? It makes no sense. Like, how is that ducking? No, he just turned down a bad business offer. He's in the middle of a fight, and he's not going to take a 50-50 fight against a guy who doesn't deserve 50-50. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you make that offer when Triple G wasn't busy? When he wasn't lined up with good fights, with good money fights? You know what I mean? Like, all those people saying that, you know, to me, honestly, to me, both of them are not ducking each other. But I could see how Ward is the one ducking. Because also, on record, remember, Ward says, you know, that Triple G should be held accountable for anything his team says. Like, he says that, you know, Ward's like, if my team says something, then I'm accountable for that, right? And he's responsible for that. Well, if we go back, Virgil Hunter said that Ward needs 2 to 3 tune-up fights.
That's it.
So is Triple G a tune-up fight? Let's be real. And he's only fought one tune-up fight against a bomb. And I guess that still leaves him at least one more tune-up fight. And Triple G is not a tune-up fight.
Exactly, man. Like, you know, because that's why I never thought, you know, this fight was never going to happen this year or early next year. Because if I remember, you know, Andre Ward and Steve said, you know, they need at least 2 tune-up fights. And even Andre Ward admitted it.
2, 3. Like
2 or 3,
and
exactly.
He does. He's been gone for so long. Like, why would you go and jump yourself? I mean, it'd be great to see him fight the best. We all would love that. We all want to see that. But I don't know. Realistically, you know, as real boxing fans, we understand how it works.
You know, exactly, man. It's the negotiation in the business side. You know, just won't let it happen yet. Hopefully, you know, early 2017, even late 2016, maybe.
What happens? What would happen if if they put? What would happen if Ward's team puts him in with Triple G right now, and Triple G beats him? What happens to Ward? He's gonna be considered the hype job, basically, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it's gonna be a laughing stock. Why would they put him in that position? I don't think Ward's team wants that fight right now. And
they know it.
Triple G, I think Triple G, maybe his team doesn't want that fight right now. You know, they have better fights business-wise to go with. And
exactly.
I think so does Ward. And I don't even think he should fight Kovalev right now because that's a dangerous-ass fight for him.
Exactly, man. I think he should get his I think he should fight a couple more times at 168. You know, see where he's at, see where his body's at.
Get himself proven again. You know, get himself. You know, showcase your skills again. Make sure you have them before you take these crazy ass fights. Because man, just because you were the king 2 years ago doesn't make you the king today.
Yeah, another thing is like, you know, like people saying Triple G should move up to 168 to fight. I mean, weight divisions are made for a reason. You know, fighters don't just move up in weight, you know, for no reason. They move up because there's a big money fight over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big money fight that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why you could understand why Triple G might move up. You know, and I don't want to see him move up. And like you said, he's got the Cotto Canelo, and you know he's got.
I would like to see him move up, not for nothing. Like I would like to see him move up because it would be a great feat for him. You know, like.
I mean, not yet. I mean, he's you know.
Moving up is always good. But
once he unifies the titles, yeah.
But does it make sense? I guess for business, like that's the problem.
Yeah. You know, one fight I would love to watch is that the Pascal and Stevenson fight. I would love for that to happen.
Oh yeah, that fight was supposed to happen actually, because think about it, they're both from Montreal in Canada. I think they were. I don't know if there was an actual negotiation that fight, but it was talked around heavily, you know, in forums and websites and all that. You know, we thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen. I don't know. Maybe thank Al Heyman.
You know, I'm sorry guys, but I'm back to the Triple G thing. Like to me, nobody beats him at middleweight, so that's part of the reason I just want him to move up, honestly, and fight Ward. Because to me, nobody beats him. Like he's gonna unify, but it's like we expect him to do that. Like we expect him to do that. Honestly, come on, we're gonna be surprised if he holds all the belts in middleweight. I think he's too good for that division.
Yeah, but would you like him to move up now, or would you like him to move up after he gets the titles?
I mean, for him it'd be nice to have all the titles and then move up. But for me, I think him beating Ward would mean a lot more than anything right now. Because first of all, Ward is his Floyd Mayweather. You understand that? Beating Floyd Mayweather for Manny would have been a big, big legacy move, and that would have done a lot for his career. You know, and if Triple G beats Ward right now, I think that just skyrockets him to success.
That's a Hall of Fame
That's
ticket.
a whole different atmosphere of success right there.
And
like, you just beat the guy that everybody considers is the Floyd Mayweather of the 168 division, maybe even 175. Who knows?
And I think that's a Hall of Fame ticket right there if he beats Ward.
Oh, bro, beating Ward right now, I think that's the biggest victory he could have.
But at the same time,
for me, I would want to see him beat Ward, and I think he can. A lot of people think Triple G has no fucking chance, but these are fucking Triple G haters. Because if you watch Triple G, man, like we've said before, he's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's like a Floyd Mayweather offensively. He's 10 steps ahead of you offensively. Now, you know what I mean? Like, you know the way Mayweather, like, he knows what you're gonna do, but he's a defensive fighter. He sets up himself to defend what you're gonna do. You know, he's 10 steps ahead of you defensively. He knows what you're gonna do. But that's what Triple G is to me. Like, he's 10 steps ahead of you, but he's an offensive fighter, so he's gonna be ready to attack you.
He's an offensive, technical fighter.
He sets traps for you, but coming forward. Floyd sets traps for you, going backwards. They do the same thing, just different ways.
Yeah, he's like a different version of Roman Gonzalez. You know, obviously different styles, but
yeah, they're both yeah. I just think that people take away a lot of credit from Triple G, or they just blind themselves to where they're just almost. To be honest, like, I hate to use that word.
It is what it is.
What it is. Like, you know, they just go with whatever Floyd says or Floyd fans say. Like, they don't really put too much thought into it. You know, they can give credit to other fighters because that takes away from their fighter, and I don't respect that. Like, I try to be unbiased and give credit where credit is due. And Triple G and Ward, they're both great fighters. Appreciate both of them because we don't always get fighters like that. You know, one is a great defensive fighter and one is a great offensive fighter, and when they collide, it's gonna be a great match. You know,
it's gonna be epic. Plus, they're both in their prime as well.
Yeah, you know, Triple G's a little older, but he's still primed up. He's still proven right now. He's still proven. He doesn't look like he's on the decline, is what I'm saying.
No, exactly,
and, I mean, not that we got to see too much of him earlier, I guess, but from the looks of it right now, he's not on the decline. He's fucking sharp, he's strong, he's smart, you know. He's dangerous. He's fucking dangerous. That's why a lot of people don't want to fight him. That's why a lot of people are ducking him. That's another thing, is that why his resume is the way it is, because a lot of people duck him. And and you know, Floyd fans, now Ward fans, you know, hardcore fanboys is what I should say, because, you know, regular, like me and you, we're fans of all fighters. You know, we may be a little bit more of a fan towards another one, but at the end of the day, we'll give credit where credit is due. But these guys are fanboys. Like, if you're a Floyd fan, you can only be a Floyd fan. Yeah. You can only be a Ward fan, and you can only be a this guy fan. Like, you can't respect all fighters, and that's the problem.
The thing is that you know, they say that Triple G picks up bums. The problem is that all these bums he picked on, you recognize them. You know who is Matthew Macklin. You know who is
Martin
Rubio.
Murray. You know Rubio.
You know them all. You know them all. You know Rosado.
You know Rosado. Rosado's a fucking warrior too.
Yeah, you know them all. And once upon a time,
you know, they're decent fighters, and they're a bunch of decent fighters. And, you know, he didn't just beat them like outpoint them, like, okay, I won.
He smashed them.
He knocks them the fuck out. He knocks them out. He's knocking all of them out. To get 20 straight knockouts, I don't care who you're fighting. Like, that's a big thing. Like, you're not just winning, you're knocking everybody out.
And it's not, it's not like he's fighting bums. He's fighting for the, you know, a world title. You know, it's not like it's not like he's fighting someone with 30 losses in his record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's fighting.
I mean, you know, they're not the best names, but they're not the worst names either.
Exactly.
Can he step up his resume? For sure. Is he trying to? Yes. But are these fighters giving him a chance to? No. And that's the problem.
I'll tell you this though, Bernard Hopkins, he didn't get his first unification bout till his I think after his 13th title defense. So basically his 14th, title defense against Keith Holmes. And after Keith Holmes, he got the Tito Trinidad fight, the mega fight. So basically, we could say that David Lemieux is Keith Holmes and Tito Trinidad, is like Canelo Cotto to go up against Bernard Hopkins run. You know what I mean? Like, and that's after, and I think after Canelo Cotto, that's when Golovkin will start getting the big,
big name, because he's going to be worth more. And even if these fighters are afraid to fight him, at least the risk versus reward is going to be there. He's going to be a big payday. He's going to be a big payday for fighters, even if they lose.
Oh yeah, I mean $3 million payday. Who wouldn't want that to get beat for like 5 rounds?
Fuck it, I'll lose for $3 million.
Oh fuck yeah! I mean that's the thing, man. Like after Trinidad, that's when Hopkins got the the La Hoya fights, the big fights, and I think that's what Golovkin's doing. I think after Cotto Canelo, that's when he'll fight Andre Ward. He might even skip Anderley, to be honest. He might. If there's enough money for Andre Ward, I think he might skip Anderley and say, let's fight Andre Ward at 168.
Not for nothing. Andre Ward's a pretty big guy, though. Like, he's 6 foot. He's 6 foot. He's I think he has like a 71 reach. And he's fighting at light heavyweight. He's a big guy, so that would be at this point that would be a pretty big win for a guy like Triple G. Triple G is what, like 5'9".
And it's an easy
the most
fight.
He goes to is like 170 at this point, or maybe 175 the most when he rehydrates. Yeah. But Triple G is a small middleweight, like not the smallest, but he's small. Like he's maybe like average middleweight.
He's a natural middleweight, yeah. He's
a natural middleweight. He's not the biggest middleweight though.
No,
right. There's bigger middleweights than him. And for him to fight a guy like Ward at this point, because Ward, we know Ward to be the 168 guy, but he hasn't been fighting it lately. Now he's gotten bigger. He's 6 foot, fighting at pretty much gonna be fighting at 175. So if Triple G beats him now, I think that's even better than if he beat him at 168.
I think so.
Or even if Ward comes back down to 168, like he's still recognized as a bigger man.
But talking about the fight, that's a tough fight for Golovkin. That's a really tough fight. I mean, he's not. I mean, let's tell you this: Andre Ward's not going to trade with him. Andre Ward's going to box him.
Who do you think wins that fight? And what chances do you think they have?
Man, like I don't know. I haven't made a pick. It's way too early for me. Andre Ward.
If they were to fight today, what do you think is the chance? Like 50-50, 60-40?
I think it's 50-50 right now. Like dead set 50-50.
50-50, right? That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, because back in the day, I think Ward would have had the 60-40 advantage because he was consistently fighting still. He's undefeated. He's the bigger guy. And he has skills.
That's so many factors.
And back then it was proven.
So many factors to put in as well. Like, we haven't seen Golovkin at 168. We don't know if he's going to carry his power. Yeah. He might. I mean, he might. I think he will.
I mean, from what I heard, like he sparred with Kovalev, no?
He did.
Kovalev
he did.
said that motherfucker can punch. He punched like a heavyweight. And you know what? There was a show. What was it? The one with Max Kellerman?
HBO. Sports Nation.
Sports Nation. They both went on there. Ward and Triple G. Triple G went first. And he punched. The guy put on the what do you call it? I forgot.
Marcus, the football player.
Bodysuit where you can punch. You practice your punches. The guy moves around with the bodysuit on. And anyways, Triple G punched him, and the guy went flying. Like you could see the power in the punch. Like it just looked like it hurt through the body.
Andre Ward did it. It was like.
And Andre Ward just looked like he was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, damn, like the power difference is there. You could see it.
Yeah.
And Andre Ward tried again. He tried multiple times, I think. From what I remember.
Yeah, Andre Ward is a point guy. I mean, he
He's
tries.
He's Floyd Mayweather of the 168 division.
He is, exactly. He tries to win by points, which is people
Like,
don't
so
want to see another Floyd
people who
Mayweather.
say Andre Ward's gonna fucking destroy him, like fucking whoop his ass. I'm tired. Like, these people don't use the right word. He's gonna outpoint
Please.
him. That's it. You're not gonna whoop his ass. Whooping somebody's ass to me is when their face comes out looking like spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, like Pacquiao.
Like
Oh,
Pacquiao. Like Pacquiao. What?
like Pacquiao.
You know,
Yeah.
like whooping somebody's ass. That term gets misused.
And when was the last time Andre Ward knocked out someone? I mean, knocked out.
You know, the other thing is Triple G has never been knocked down, even in his amateur
Never.
career, and he's had
That's and
I think
that.
over 400 amateur fights, and that's a lot of fights. That means you've seen a lot of different styles, and you've never been knocked down. But Andre Ward, on the other hand, didn't he take at least one knockdown that I can
Who
remember?
was that? Who was that?
I think Boone,
Ages ago, wasn't it?
Darnell Boone, I think knocked him down.
Right. That was ages ago, though.
It was a long
Yeah,
time
it was
ago,
ages.
but my point is he's been knocked down.
2005. Yeah.
I mean, he came back and won, so I'll give him that credit. But what I'm saying is he's been knocked down. He's touched the floor, and Triple G I think, is a way better fighter than the guy he fought that knocked him down back then was.
But not only that, it's Golovkin's style. It's made to be knocked down. Because he's an aggressive fighter. You know what I mean?
He's aggressive, but he's always trapping you. He's always setting you up. It's gonna be two smart fighters going against each other.
That's why. This is why I think Golovkin will beat Mayweather. You know why? Because like look at Berto. What Mayweather did to Mayweather once he got into the ropes.
I was half asleep during that fight, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. If Golovkin gets Mayweather on the ropes, he'll get him. I think he'll.
That's the thing. Floyd won't let him go on the ropes. But Triple G is the best at cutting off the ring, and that's why he's scared to fight Triple G.
And that's why I'm leaning towards Triple G against Andre Ward.
Why, you think he'll just trap him?
I think exactly. I think him and
Abel. Bro. Like, I don't see anybody who cuts off the ring better than Golovkin does. I think he's used to boxers. He really is. It's like coming from an amateur background of over 400 fights and only losing 5, but getting outpointed. That's the only thing he got, was outpointed in the amateurs. Like, he never got hurt. He never got destroyed. He just always
been knocked out.
He lost 5 fights out of like 400 and something. I don't know the exact number, but anyways, over 400 fights. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. And in the amateurs, you see a lot of boxers like Ward or Floyd. You're not gonna see these fucking heavy punchers. You know what I mean? You will see some, but not that many. And that's my point, is that he's used to that kind of style.
So who are you picking?
Like Triple G or Ward?
Yeah.
I favor Triple G, but I think they both. I think it's a 50-50 shot, but I favor Triple G a little bit. So maybe I guess you could say like 51-49 for Triple G, 51%, 49.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I'm leaning towards Andre Ward just because he's bigger, he's a better boxer. But that being said, you just said about
But even with Willie Monroe, Willie Monroe was bigger than fucking Triple G, and he's no Ward, we know that, but he's decent. He's a good boxer. He really
Styles
is.
make fights, man.
I was surprised by Willie Monroe. Like, he's good. I think Willie Monroe can beat most of the guys in the middleweight division, not named Triple G. I really think he could.
I think so.
I think he'll beat Andy Lee. I think Quillen would be a good fight for him. Like, I think he could possibly outbox Quillen. Quillen's strong, though. I don't know. I think that motherfucker's taking PEDs, to be honest with you. But but maybe not. Let me not say that shit. But anyways, I think Willie Monroe is a guy that can beat anybody. Anyway, my whole point was he's big. He was bigger than Triple G, and he has a fucking 74-inch reach advantage. That's more than Andre Ward.
Yeah.
You give him 74. That's 3 more inches, and that makes a difference. 3 more inches, bro. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And stars make fights, Stars make fights. And Monroe is a puncher as well. Like, he could punch, he could crack.
Man, he scrapped with Triple G, man. Not many people can do that and get away with it.
Oh yeah. But Triple G.
But it was fun to see Triple G just let him kind of do it though at the same time.
Golovkin's
That's the
power,
scary
man.
part. That's the scary part. He let him do it and was just like, that's it.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
I mean, he could have knocked him out in the second round or third round, but he let him continue.
I think he let off the gas. I think he did. Like, he just kind of played with him to, for fans. Present for fans.
You know, the big drama show.
Big drama show,
Yeah. No. What time is it over there, man? It's fucking 1 o'clock here.
Damn, bro. It's fucking 11 a.m. over here.
What time is it there, Vic?
I'm 12 hours apart from Ryan, so I'm 11 p.m.
Alright, man. Alright, I mean, it's 1 o'clock, guys. I'm about to get
to catch some Z's.
That's it, man.
Yeah, alright.
Well, it was good talk. We definitely hit some good topics today.
Yeah,
but,
I'm just done working out. I was about to.
Were you working at? Were you lifting some 5 pounds?
Now you're about to go take an IV or what?
Yeah, I'm about to get some shit up.
Rehydrate?
Some shit up. Yeah, I'm about to rehydrate, man.
Rehydrate. How much? Like 50 mils? 800 mils?
Oh. Yeah, bro. I'm doing liters, man.
Alright, guys. Anyway, yeah, it's been fun. We should do it again very soon.
Yeah, always boxing hangout. We need to keep doing it, man. We'll be here next week.
Hey, get Monty Mitchell up this bitch and drag his ass up, man.
The homie Monty. Yeah.
Alex.
Alex, the homie. All the Thunderdome homies.
Yeah.
Alright. See you guys.
Alright, guys.